everyone. For the first time in years, the war in Afghanistan saw a decline in the deaths of U.S. service members in 2011. However, the number of IED explosions, also known as roadside bombs, were at an all-time high.
Numbers like that have led to what's being called the signature injury of the wars in both Iraq and Afghanistan, an injury, concussions. ABC's Nick Schifrin has more now from Bagram, Afghanistan.
Down every rutted road in Afghanistan, nothing scares U.S. troops more than this. An IED just blew up beneath this truck. IEDs are the U.S.'s #1 enemy here.
Oh my ears!
They've injured more than 7,000 troops, including Private First Class Alex Sarabia.
And I remember the taste from the explosion in my mouth. It just tasted so awkward. And
what did it taste like?
if you put pennies in your mouth, it tasted like that.
Sarabia was only 3 feet from an IED. He was lucky and survived, but he does have injuries. They're just mostly invisible.
Where do you feel your pain?
Right here, and it comes around.
On both sides or just one side?
Just all around my head.
Sarabia is suffering from a concussion that gives him headaches and blurs his vision. In the past, because his body is mostly intact, the Army might have sent him back to the front. But today, treatment looks like this. You'd never see these scenes on the front lines, hanging out with girls, watching movies.
They pretty much told me to get rest. They gave me food, anything, hot shower, you know, just pretty much just treating me like a baby, which is good.
Every morning, Major Catherine Brown asks him how he's feeling.
But like when I go outside, I can't see far.
And every evening, he gets complete privacy.
So here you've got your own room. How many guys do you sleep with on the front lines?
My whole platoon.
So how many is that?
About 30.
In terms of comfort, how does this compare to your base on the front lines?
I feel like I'm at the Marriott presidential suite.
That's Specialist Mike Lavender. He too just missed an IED. His invisible injuries are even worse. He can't sleep and is fighting depression.
Get feelings, like sometimes I feel like I'm choked up. Sometimes I feel dizzy, sometimes I feel sore.
When IEDs started blowing up in Iraq and Afghanistan, the military was overwhelmed. It didn't know how to treat so many concussions. So it turned to a surprising source, the NFL. Football helped teach the importance of rest. Today, the Army moving its victims far from the front lines is a culture change.
We now have our most youngest leaders on the battlefield proactively taking their service members out of the fight and having them have some downtime and getting taken care of. We didn't know in the past to do that, and probably many of our service members would have said, shake it off, get out there and go back in the fight.
The new approach seems to work. 95% of these men return to the front, including Sarabia and Lavender. They told me they'll miss those movies, but now feel they're back at home with their men. Nick Schifrin, ABC News, Bagram, Afghanistan.
We can celebrate all we want the war being over, but when you hear about not only the physical injuries, but the stress disorders, the suicides going up, as well as the number of homeless in this country who are veterans, it is absolutely staggering. It is a national disgrace that we don't take better care of the men and women who put their lives on the line for this country. Whoever gets in the White House next year, it should address that big time.
You mentioned the homeless, too. The largest group in the United States of homeless is veterans, which is just
unbelievable.
It's incomprehensible.
National disgrace, no other way to put it.